What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be putting in the EJ25 STI motor back into the Subaru, finishing up the paintwork. Let's get into today's video. Hit it, Tino. Again. Alright guys, so I made it here at the Subi shop. Keen and Jose have it all beautifully laid. Look at these cars that they have in here. What's up, Jose?
What's up, brother?
You got a Speedster here, another Speedster up there. And Keen, look at him. Look at him.
Come on, buddy. Be ready for it.
All lined up. Look at this. Beautiful. So, pretty much the layout, I'm gonna have Keen kind of explain to us what we have here, but pretty much the rough basic is this is the old, pretty much busted motor that obviously lost compression on cylinder 4. This is the new type RA block heads and all the pieces laid out. So tell me, King, what do we got here?
We got an EJ25 with head studs ready to go back together.
Nice.
We'll bolt the heads on, get the oil pan pickup on there, get your intake put on. I think we're just waiting on the turbo from Pure Turbos right now, and then ready to go.
Ready to go?
Have it looking just like this STI right here.
There you go.
Another 05 STI. Just put the motor in it.
Oh, so there you go. So once I get mine back in here, it'll be looking just as fresh as this.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of show you guys a little more detail orientated on the products and how everything is laid out. As you remember on the earlier video or earlier content that I had was pretty much this one. Keen kind of showed me that why it went bad was because the pickup tube was cracked, and these are kind of notorious for that. So when it's not obviously getting oil pressure, it's gonna do something to the motor, which it did. The heads explained to me, so as you guys got them back from the machine shop, I know you had told me that we needed to get some valves, a couple valves.
We replaced a few exhaust valves and then just pressure check and then resurface so that as everything goes back, we get a nice tight seal. No head gasket issues.
And the one thing you had told me as well was, obviously instead of going with traditional head studs, what are some of the advantages of having the ARP head studs? Even not in a crazy build, but just in general for a turbo build, you know, how does that help?
Basically with better clamping, it's gonna hold the head to the block much tighter. The factory bolts are a stretch, aka a torque to yield bolt. So that bolt's gonna stretch as you torque it down, and over time that bolt can start to stretch further and lift the head up and have head gasket issues.
Okay, so with that'll just kind of a preventative measure of having any issues in the future.
Longevity. Yes.
Okay. And pretty much everything else that you had told me that some of these gears for the
so we
variable timing control.
We service these.
Okay.
They're all, any metal or contamination that could have been inside the tiny little ports in there have been cleaned out and serviced with new seals, so that the AVCS system should actuate like it should. And pretty much the last is like pretty much like the covers. I know that one was like a... We had this one all torched, so we got that guy. New motor mount, couple little hoses, some spark plugs, and then down here we got the air oil separator, 12mm JDM oil pump, the stock crank pulley so we can keep the balance and the vibrations down.
We talked about that.
A brand new oil cooler, timing belt, and then Motul braking to help it seat happy.
There you go. All right, so we pretty much have everything ready to go to kind of be put back together, so you guys will take care of all that. So when I come back, it'll be just kind of how I picked it up, but new.
Ready to drop in.
There you go. So that'll make it a lot easier, obviously, for me. So basically how I just took it out of the car, brought it to them, they went ahead and did the full service, and I just pretty much gonna go back in and drop it back in the vehicle, do the startup, do the braking, make sure everything's good. What is the braking period? How does that work? So is it kind of like a traditional motor where you do a 500-mile break-in and you know this? I know with newer motors a little different, but you tell me, how does that process work?
So we like to do 50 miles and then do an oil change, and then kind of like you were saying, a traditional 500-mile oil change. 1,000 mile, oil change. 1,500 miles, oil change. Sounds excessive, but you don't want any metal contaminating any of the surfaces, any of the lubricating surfaces, sealing surfaces, so that that engine can get the most longevity as it can.
All right, so, and that's what's gonna make the car obviously have the longevity and perform, and have that performance all the time, doing the correct, especially with these Subaru motors. I'm sure you guys get people that don't service their cars correctly and they wonder why things fail, right? So doing
the
these,
number of reason people landed is neglect. Yes.
Exactly. So it's better for you guys, you know, you guys need any maintenance or anything done, make sure you guys hit Subi Shop up with Keen here. He knows all the ins and outs of these motors, of these cars, and even for future upgrades, you know, big power upgrades that you need, you know, he's the man to talk to, and he can get you guys the right things that you're gonna need for the job. So I'm really excited to see these. I mean, look at this. This is brand new. Hasn't seen any boost yet. But once I get to it,
not for long.
Not for long. Look at how dirty that thing is. It's seen, I think it was like 150,000 miles. So you can see that's a veteran girl there, and we got a youngin right here. So tomorrow, I can pick it up tomorrow.
We're waiting on Chuck. We're waiting on Chuck.
Chuck will put it to. He's gonna pull an all-nighter. I'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Everything will be put on, and we'll be ready to go, right?
Yes, sir. You know it.
See, that's what I'm talking about here. See, you guys, when you guys want your stuff, parts are here. Next day, I mean, what can you ask for? That's the best thing you can do. So I'll let these guys get back to work, and I'll go ahead and get some more content on these things and just show you all the nooks and crannies of all this stuff. It's laid out beautifully, and get back at it.
The next day.
It's been so long, but Keen, there he is. He did me right. He put this thing together, looking beautiful. Woo! Yeah, baby! Even this, I was kind of like, oh yeah, clean it up, but man, that thing looks like brand new. So
Right? Cleaned up nice.
yeah, cleaned up really good. Turbo.
Yes, sir.
Turbo's all done. Brand new. Look at that shiny, nice little block. Everything. So she's ready to just slide right in.
Stab it in there and go, son.
And that's it. All right. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna load it up on the truck and go do all-wheel drive burnouts. And it's gonna be under warranty, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the time.
What is the time for?
Sanding the bumper and then put it in the booth for Richard's coming.
Richard's coming, you gotta have it ready. You know how Richard gets.
Hey, no, I need that.
All right, guys, the time has finally come. The guys are working hard getting this thing all prepped up. The bumpers, the body, everything's ready in the booth, masked up. As you can see, we have a little bit of masking left over towards the back, but pretty much everything's masked up. I mean, you guys remember how bad the bodywork was on this thing. Dings, dents everywhere, paint was faded just throughout the whole car, and that's why we had to pretty much prime the whole car due to the fact that the paint was failing on all the areas. So let's go to the other booth where we have all the other parts and bumpers and check that out. All right, this is where we have all the bits and pieces from the Subaru STI. We got the side skirts, we got the grille, we got the front fog light covers. We got pretty much all the little small pieces, little quarter panel pieces. We had to get this one new because in doing so, when you take this off, these clips are pretty on there. They've been on there, probably never been taken off, and the double-sided tape and everything. This one actually came out in one piece, but the one on the other side just shattered. So we got a new one. It's cool. It came already pretty much painted and done, but so we can match all the color, because we are gonna do a little twitching to the paint color, which we're gonna be adding a little bit more blue pearl to the paint color. So want to make sure that all matches. Pretty much back bumper here, as you saw, Abran had the front bumper. He's prepping all that out, getting it ready, and we'll finish putting it in here. Hopefully Richard comes in, we'll start mixing some paint. We got Chino in the house, masking it up. Look at him. Damn, Chino, getting down. ¿No está way así?
No.
That's how you get down?
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Damn!
Wax on, wax off.
Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand.
All right, guys, so we have all the pieces finally in the booth, in the back booth, ready for Richard to do his magic. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys all the pieces, which is a lot of pieces, but nevertheless, let's show you. Back bumper we have ready. We're gonna go ahead and clear the headlights as well. As you see the process, sometimes these haze up, so we go ahead and color sand them and clear coat them. We offer that service too, just to kind of protect the lens itself and to bring back the clarity of the lens. Got the side skirts, got the parent wing, have all the bits and pieces for the car. Obviously front bumper, top spoiler, and that's it. Oh, and can't forget about the front hood scoop. And pretty much that wraps up all the pieces. So finish wiping this down, get out of here, let Richard do his magic. We'll come back and check this out.
3 hours later.
So we're doing the final, cleanup and wax and grease on this things so we can get this into paint. Richard's gonna come here in the morning and get this shot. We're gonna clear coat these. Abraham says he owes me a menudo.
Vete por la feria, güey. No te hagas.
All right, guys, the day has come. We went ahead and pulled the Subaru out of the paint booth. It's all painted up, cleaned up the engine bay, getting ready to drop the STI motor, fully rebuilt, back into this thing, getting this thing ready. So before we do that, pretty much have the motor ready to go in. We're gonna go ahead and get the flywheel tightened up. We have the clutch and everything we have here, Exetti clutch, pressure plate and everything that we're gonna be putting on before we go ahead and drop this into the engine bay. Luis says we should be up and running tomorrow morning. So Luis, I'll bring you breakfast burrito in the morning.
Saturday morning.
So tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow's Saturday, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay.
He said it. Doesn't sound very confident, but I think, pretty much just plug and play at this point. So without further ado, let's slide her in. Alright guys, so I got the headers for the STI. As you can see, they've gotten pretty hot and they melted the plastic, if you guys remember, on the part of the bottom, like the pretty much the timing chain cover, timing belt cover, it was all melted. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the headers in the exhaust strap to protect that, keep the heat low temperature, so we don't have any more meltdowns. All right, so I'm only a quarter of the way. Not bad for quick little wrap job. So I'm gonna continue pretty much up and over all the way. This will be individual. This one's over here. And I think it'll come out pretty good. I wrapped the up pipe already, so. Next scene, they'll be finished. Make sure you wear your gloves because this thing gets really itchy. It's fiberglass, it'll get everywhere and you'll itch the rest of the day. So make sure you wear protection, guys. Favorite boss?
When I grow up, I want to be just like that guy. Just like him.
You're almost there. Alright guys, so we finished setting up the motor in its motor mount holes there, as well as there. One thing that was the culprit that I don't know if I can find the little booger, was this little pin here was the pin that's like an alignment pin for the transmission to motor, and this was still on the old transmission. It wasn't go all the way in. So now we're in. You can see some bolt action there. So we're good. So we're gonna go ahead and come down, and then we can finish putting on the bolts. And Luis is gonna get it running tonight.
I was acting.
One of these nights. One of these nights. So. And the guys, these wonderful guys down here, can't wait to put it together. And Chino, look at Chino. Look at the enthusiasm in this guy's face. Look at that, he's a champion, baby. He's ready. Chino! Chino putting in that work, Chino! Woo! Mataosos. Remember that pin, if you remember on video 2, that was the one holding us up. Now it's backwards. Now we're trying to put it back in. And Luisito is looping the shaft. He's very experienced in that sort of thing, right, Luis?
Yep.
Do you ever put it in dry, or do you make sure you lube it up?
Put a little bit of greasy so it'll go like smooth.
Smooth in there? You don't like it raw?
No raw.
He doesn't want to rip the shaft, so guys, lube up your shafts and slide her in smooth, right?
Right.
Alright guys, this is the intercooler that I came with, which is a big top mount intercooler, I believe, by the Grimspeed. Yep, Grimspeed intercooler. So probably finish has seen its better days, so maybe I might paint it, clean it up and paint it like a silver. And before we put it in, just want to show you guys here that the motor is officially in this car now. Finally, she's back in. Fully rebuilt EJ25 STI motor, R8 block, and the heads have been redone to be as good as new. We went ahead and connected the transmission and all that. So right now we still have to do all the plumbing, obviously radiator, and all the other stuff that we need to connect, all that fun stuff. So we'll continue in conjunction with installing the rest of the painted body parts. So we still got a lot to do, but I almost see the end of the tunnel, almost.
Poniendo la ala para que huele Saul.
Alright guys, so here's a little upgrade that I did, being that the old grill was pretty much in pieces when we took it apart. There was a cool little upgrade. We ended up painting these two as well, the sides, but I mean, these are the new upgrade. So it's a carbon fiber grill, so real carbon fiber. I think will give it a little spruce of energy, little look, different look, being that it's carbon fiber. Being that it's black too, it's not so in your face pop, so it's kind of like a little subtle upgrade. So I think it'll look good and just kind of put everything together. So what do you think, Tino? You like it? Do you like this one? Yeah? The carbon fiber. Carbon fiber. You gonna put it on the car? Where's it go?
Right there.
Right there? Okay, thank you. You gonna finish putting it together?
Yes.
Okay. Gonna help? You gonna help him? Yeah? Put it together. Push it. Put that seal in. We went ahead and put the rear spoiler on, and man, it looks really good. Check that thing out. That high-rise rear spoiler. A big thing, because that's how the Subaru STI is really defined with, is that big rally spoiler. So I think it's gonna look really good. We went ahead and started putting the handles on here. Obviously motor. We had to hook power so we can get the windows up. But a little more progress on installation of the motor. So we get that, and then hopefully the front lights, we'll be able to put those in here soon, and the front bumper. Show you guys the front bumper over. Yeah, the front headlights, we went ahead and sanded them and clear coated them just to kind of bring the shine back. And obviously they were all white and pitted. And pretty much here's the front fascia, the grille. This is where the grille's gonna go, the new carbon fiber pieces. I think it's gonna look really good. And we also have a front lip that's going to go on here as well. That'll just kind of give it, might as well, if we're already updating the car, making it look nice, a little lip wouldn't hurt. Alright guys, here is an update on the STI wheels. So they were originally like black, you know, there's nothing really wrong with them, but obviously to give it that pizzazz, you know, with black on black really doesn't stand out. So we're going to do something special with these wheels. We're going to head and body work them, you know, smooth them out. There's little curb stuff, nothing crazy. On this one I had a little bit more damage there, but we went ahead and smooth that out. Going to finish prepping these wheels inside and out. And we're gonna be painting them a nice color. So once you guys see them, once they're done, comment below, tell me what you guys think of the color. It's gonna be something a little different. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna, traditionally I was gonna go with like a gold or a bronze. So obviously I'm trying to give you guys a hint, but once you guys see them painted, let me know what you guys think. But alright, here's a little update. We went ahead and already put in the radiator and some other fittings that went onto the motor. The fuel lines we're starting to put together, bolts in the back, starter, everything from underneath. We still got a pile of nice little bolts there that need to be going on. Battery, and obviously make sure we got everything oiled up and put on still. But as I showed you earlier, I'm working on the wheels, but I don't know, I'm kind of digging this fluorescent orange kind of pops, you know. I think I have enough meat to all-wheel drive burnout. There's custom roadie forms coming out right there. See those new. So we're just gonna put some more hours into this thing, help them put some stuff on now, and hopefully we get this thing running this week. All right, Richard went ahead and already sealed the wheels already, and he's about to start laying some of the color. Can't wait for you guys to look at the color. So let me know, comment below, tell me what you guys think on the paint choice for the wheel.
The next day.
Guys, I'm walking into the booth to see the wheel color and comment on what you guys think. I love them. I got a little bit of criticism. Some of the guys are like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I think it's cool. They're kind of change color. We'll pop them in the sun so you guys can see. But it's pretty much, it's kind of like a chameleon effect. So
I love them. I think they're gonna look good with the car. Kind of a little something different. So let's pull them out in the sun. Let me know what you guys think. Discussion here with the guys. Some are hating, some are liking. We're gonna find out who. G, what you think?
I like them. I like them, but there's a but.
What's the but?
The car's black. They should go a little more darker. Just a light, little darker.
Hey,
Light, little darker.
Kevin, what do you think?
Como dice la canción, cama, cama, camaleón. Yo soy el camaleón.
There it is, baby. A ver.
A mí no me gustan. Yo quiero color oro.
Okay. He's gonna do them for free.
¡Ah! ¡Chino!
What do you think? A ver.
Dice go darker.
Darker?
Darker.
Gino. Alright, here we are. While it's on the lift, we're gonna go ahead and put the lip on, kind of mocking everything up. Being that it comes like in a box, we have to kind of clamp it so we can kind of get it to match up. And we'll just go ahead and put some hardware on it. Go ahead and lock it in place. And I think it's gonna give it a little different look. They say it looks like a barredora, so that's the Mexican word of the day, barredora. What does that mean?
Es esa madre que marra las calles.
It's called the sweeper.
The sweeper lip.
Pick up all the trash in the streets.
There you go, the sweeper lip. Go ahead and finish up putting the top turbo bolts on there. I already put the gasket in it, so. Alright guys, so we finished up buttoning a lot of the top hoses, power steering, kind of doing a whole big thing that they recommend. It's a big crankcase ventilating system that recirculates the air, all the blow by, everything for this car from, I believe, a company called IAG. And we went ahead and finally got it all plumbed and installed there. Kind of goes up for the turbo, and it has like heat protectant on the hoses so everything stays nice and cool without burning. But pretty much we got everything installed. We got the intercooler installed. We have all the lines plumbed, fuel lines, intake. So pretty much we already went ahead and make sure when you do any proper braking, being that this motor is brand new, go ahead and put a Motul oil break-in, which is going to be pretty much has all the minerals and a lot of lubrication fellas here. We'll kind of keep everything on its first startup, and the filter is go ahead and give her some of that coolant. So go ahead and put this thing in. Alright guys, so I pretty much got everything topped off. Now I just need to get the battery. We'll go ahead and double check everything is tight, and then we'll go ahead and crank her over, see how she's doing. If we see get oil pressure and all that, then we can commence to connect to the crank sensor and we can get her fired up. So look forward to that moment, but I want to just double check, make sure everything's good. And everybody's out for the day. Stayed a little late and worked on it. That's the really only time you get a chance to, so I'll see you guys mañana. The final piece of the puzzle. Alright guys, so we went ahead and primed the system. I turned over the motor, make sure there's good oil pressure. We're gonna commence, see if she starts. We got everything all lined up, so see how she goes. But can't wait to hear this baby. Let's see what we got here.
alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Alright guys, now that I made sure the car starts, there's no leaks or anything like that. I ran it for a little bit, but not enough for the system to be burped, like the cooling system. So I went ahead and put the top bottle, meaning like you want to purge it from the very top section of the car, which is here. I put the bottle on there. We're gonna go ahead and burp the system, turn on the heater, get all the air bubbles out of the cooling system, make sure the fans turn on so that we actually can pull it out and do a little test drive.
As you can see, don't get alarmed. This is just from the new motor, all the burn off. This is first time running, getting hot. You can see that's what we want. We want to burp all those air bubbles out of there. Make sure the cooling system's good and primed, and fans are gonna turn on, so that's what we want. All right, we're done. I'm gonna let her settle down, cool off, and see you guys mañana. All right, guys, we went ahead and bled the whole cooling system. We're done with that, but no turbo car is complete. Can't be running a stock blow-off valve. We got to get a big blow-off valve here, HKS blow-off valve, to, you know, just let them know what time it is when we're revving up and blowing off, getting that turbo nice and happy by blowing off that excess air out to the atmosphere. And obviously it sounds good, and it's just, obviously you need it in this car, so let's go ahead and put this on. All right, now that we have it off, kind of exposes the flange where everything goes, we're gonna reuse the gasket that we have here for the blow-off valve. And obviously you have this bypass hose that feeds back into the intake track that we won't be using because we're gonna be blowing off to the atmosphere. So in the kit, it comes with the handy dandy plug, other known as a butt plug. Go ahead and put that butt plug right into that hose. That'll plug that up nice. Then we'll go ahead and put on the blow-off valve up here. So after moving it back and forth, this is the correct position because the lines that I have here and the spacing that I have with everything, I'm gonna have to extend the vacuum line here. So I might as well put the vacuum line. Being that this has a bigger intercooler as well, that kind of changes the fitment of everything as well. All right guys, next day, finished cleaning everything up. Obviously we put on the blow-off valve, everything's put on. Now it's time for her cleanup. I'm gonna go ahead and pull her out, get her all cleaned up, go for a little test drive and break her in.
Ladies and gentlemen, estamos presenciando uno de esos pocos tiempos donde el Saúl anda trabajando. I'm just kidding, man. He's always working. Guys, so we're gonna go for a test drive on the Subaru. Feels so good to finally be able to drive it, you know, switch gears, no check engine lights, no roughness on the cob tuning. You know, that was a big thing. That's why, you know what, hopefully it's not the motor. It ended up being the motor. Here we are, put a brand new motor in there, new long block heads, everything brand new. So it's gonna be fun to just finally get to drive this car around. had to do the break-in period, drive for at least 500 miles before I could get under boost. But hopefully I get it retuned, see what it does, maybe on the 85 or something. But just so much fun. I know you guys have your projects that you finally get to drive, and so comment below and tell me what cars you guys have been so happy to finally get on the road and drive. And just tell me what you guys think of the overall video, of all the stuff from pretty much the motor to the paint to kind of the finished product. Tell me guys what you guys think. And I'm so happy I could share this with you guys. Appreciate all the support. And yeah, man, it feels so good to finally drive it and hear that Subaru rumble. I don't know if you guys can hear it. So make my way back to the shop. I hear that turbo spooling. Let's head back to the shop.
It's going so fucking fast!
Alright guys, so I made it back to the shop. Everything drove beautifully, went through all the gears, shifted. I have to keep her under 3 grand. That's what they told me on the break-in, just to be safe. Break it in 50 miles, oil change, and then 500. Then we can start doing some boost, getting the tune on there, see how much power she's gonna make. But I want to thank you guys. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and notification button for new up-to-date videos. Thank you guys for watching. Here at SOS Customz, we got you covered. Peace. Can't forget, when I'm rolling in the Subaru, gotta sport the Subaru jacket. Let's go.